Hi, welcome to this video. We're going to be doing a review of an open patella neoprene knee support. So this is going to be for anyone that's suffering from any kind of knee problems, typically dislocated knees, knee replacement surgery where you need some extra support, patella tracking issues, patella tendonitis, bursitis, also jumpers knees, runners knees, and general instability through ligament issues for your medial collateral ligament and your lateral ligament as well. Any of those will require a knee support, but we want to look at something that's functional, something that actually gives you proper support, pain relief, compression in the right areas. So in order to show what a good knee support is and what a bad knee support is and how to review that, let's look at what the options are. So in order to highlight the good and the bad, in terms of the bad, I want to share with you a typical 3-strap design. Generically, you can find these a range of different types of knee supports, different brands, etc. But they all basically look like this. 2 long straps, 1 middle strap that wraps around the knee with an open gasket patella design, which is generally padded, that sits on top of your patella. This is pretty flimsy. Some of them are a little bit better built, but generally these cost anywhere from as low as £5 up to £15, which is basically, you know, as little as $6, $7 up to $24, $25. You kind of pay for what you get with this kind of design. We're going to put that on the left-hand side knee, and we're going to go through the features of that and how it fares up. And we're also going to have a high-quality neoprene knee support with a very different design, some innovative features that gives you a lot more functional support, so you can compare the two and see what you think. This is the EX701 Performance Neoprene Knee Support. Straight away you're going to see completely different design, 4 independent, completely fully adjustable straps with a very high quality finish, and it's got some lateral stabilization in there, much more sturdy design. So we're going to put this on the right knee. So let's strap these up and we'll talk about what's good and bad about these designs, and hopefully this will help you make an informed decision on a knee support. So with the generic 3-strap design, I'm going to put this on my left knee. I'm just going to share with you how to do that. You want to have a bent knee, and you basically just place that patella opening over the kneecap. Use the middle strap to basically tighten that over, and then we use the other 2 straps to secure that onto the knee. Alright, so we'll just do that one quickly. Now that one's placed on the knee, we'll come to this one in a second. Now I'm going to put the other one on. So again, first thing I want to show with you is it's got this little sleeve in here which you can basically guide your foot through, which is optional, but it does help basically to position the knee when you're putting it on. So you'll see that in a second. When I put this on, it straight away allows me to just position that knee support in the right area, makes it much more comfortable to put on. So we're going to strap this up with the top one, and then we've got 2 independent straps above and below the knee. And what this does is it really allows me to individually customize the support that I'm looking for. So I'm going to put that one around the top, and then the 3rd one just below the patella, and then this big large strap to secure it on. So these are both now on my knee. I'm going to stand up now and I'm going to show you the design differences between these 2 knee supports. So as I stand up, but I come towards this lower camera, first thing I want to show you is there's obviously a height difference in the 2 designs. Now these can be the same height as these, but when you find a lower, shorter design like this, there are some inherent problems with that. First of all, there's just not enough material to secure this knee. It's already slipped down. Can you see there's just not much support to place it higher? And I want to share with you as well, if you look at this patella opening, I can get my fingers in here very easily. It's basically just a loose kind of hole there. There's no support on that patella. It's just floating around doing nothing, so I'm not getting anything out of that in terms of pain relief. This one here is super tight. I cannot get my finger in there. It is tight, and I haven't even adjusted this yet. It's just really well designed, really well positioned, and it's actually tracking my patella beautifully, and it's actually giving me some support and isolation on my kneecap. Let's tighten this one up and see if we can get this to be any better. Now this is requiring me to tighten this up very tightly to get any kind of functional support going, and I just can't get this to sit properly on my knee for that reason. Now that is tightened up significantly more, but if I show you here, you can still get your fingers in here. Bottom line is this design is not doing anything for patella tracking or pain relief. This one here, the difference between this is, what I like about this design is if you are suffering from Example, jumper's knee or any kind of patella tendonitis, that usually responds to a nice bit of pressure and relief below that kneecap where that soft patella tendon is. You kind of get a nice effect when you have like a brace effect going around that. So the problem with these 3-strap designs is there just isn't any kind of support to do that on around your patella tendon because the straps are so far away. So it's kind of not doing anything for patella issues there at all. With the EX701, let's have a look at this. You can basically bring this middle strap here right around, so it gives that kind of bracing effect along that patella tendon, and that is pain relieving for anyone that has that issue. Similarly, I can adjust this to give this an even tighter fit and isolation around that patella tendon. It's very nice. And I can also adjust the compression independently of each strap. So if I want to loosen this off, I can. See, that's a lot looser now, but if I want to make sure that these two are loose and these two are tight, I can do that as well. So you can really see the difference, and that is very, very functional. I feel very safe, I feel very comfortable with that patella tendon there as well, because it's actually doing something in terms of tracking and pain relief. So let's look at the actual comfort and some of the other restrictions that you have with a typical 3-strap design over the EX701. First thing I want to bring to mind is if we look at bending and restriction of the knee, with this 3-strap design, if I show you the back of it, you can see these straps are kind of coming over each other. There's a little bit of material piled up. So if I was to bend to 90 degrees, that's pretty uncomfortable because you can see here a lot of pile up of material. So it's basically restricting my range of motion with the knee. So if you have got a mild injury and you still need to kind of squat and bend down and things like that, this knee support is going to be very irritating at the back of the knee. It's already kind of making my knee itch at the back because the Velcro straps and the stitching, etc., is all kind of just cutting to the back of my knee, and it's just not very comfortable to wear. So the EX701, I'll spin around and I'll show you what I mean. There is a specific design feature here. Those two independent straps, they do something for the back as well. They create this nice little gap here, about a 1 centimeter gap. That's done on purpose because now when I bend the knee, I can go well beyond 90 degrees, and there's absolutely no material pileup because of that gap around the back. And that gap is also part of the design of the 2 straps that support the patella. So it's a double function there as well, which is really, really nice. And there's no irritation around the back. The second, another feature of this EX701, which is a really clever thought, is they basically put this knee sleeve at the back here. So you can see that kind of basically covers any kind of strap cutting or things that might happen to the back of the knee, which it doesn't, by the way, because it's really well made. But that's just extra support there as well. Now let's talk about lateral stabilization support. So if you have weak knees, or if you had a dislocated knee, or you've got just general knobbly knees or whatever, and you've got ligament issues, medial collateral strains, lateral ligament sprains, etc., or any kind of damage, usually that means your side or lateral support forces are going to be weakened there. So sports that require that are going to be numerous, but basketball comes to mind, skiing comes to mind, and many other sports as well where you want to have those ligaments being supported. This EX701 comes with lateral stabilization built in, and because of that, it makes the whole support much more sturdy and much more rigid. They kind of combine together to give a really supportive feature to the knee support. Let's look at this one here. So there is no lateral stabilization here. There's nothing here for the side lateral parts of the knee. Whereas with the EX701, you can see these 2 metal springs that go around the side and around the inside. So both your medial ligament area and lateral ligament area are catered for. So if you were to just have side-to-side forces, there is no support on this one. This one is very, very well supported. So those are key features that you want to look for that really differentiate a poor support from a good support. General comfort to wear as well. The EX701, again, has got some really nice features in it. So that knee sleeve that's been built into it, that elastic sleeve, makes it much more comfortable to wear, and also acts as a way to position the support when you put it on. but it's also got a lovely jacket lycra finish, which basically supports sensitive skin. It just protects it against the neoprene, which is a really nice finish. And like I said, the 4-way compression design is a very, very smart way to basically build a knee support. So you can customize this support to any individual. I think it fits up to 15 to 16 inch knees, which is kind of a one size universal size there. This generic knee support here, I just want to show you something. I'm going to take this off. You might be able to see this on camera, you might not, but this has basically been cutting into the back of my knee. So you probably can't pick that up, but there are a few lines going across there, and it is already really, really itchy and irritated as well. So hopefully you can see the differences between a good knee support and a bad knee support. This type of design knee support, generally, if you're looking at just images online, you probably don't know what you're buying until you get it. It's very, very flimsy. This is actually a £10 knee support, which works out about $15. So it's not by any means cheap. It's probably mid-range. The EX701 is under £20. So for the sake of £5 difference, it's black and white. This is actually doing nothing for functional knee support. I mean, is it actually giving me any real support? Yes or no? The answer is no. Is it giving me any pain relief for patella tendonitis? No. Is it giving me any support for ligament issues? No. Is it comfortable to wear? No. Does it keep slipping? Yes. EX701 does a whole load better as well. So, yep, you can see the stabilization effect here really makes it much more supportive. 4-way independent compression design. Really, really snug, tight fitting, and it really works to isolate the patella tendon, which this just doesn't do. So a whole bunch of features that really are worth the money, and it's not much more. We're talking about £5 more over this one. Black and white difference. So that's what to look for in a really good quality knee support. Something that gives you functional support that you can use for sport, for walking, for rehabilitation, that doesn't irritate, that you can wear for a long time, because the neoprene knee supports, they have got a heat retaining feature in there, so it does aid past the acute phase of injury. Once you're past the rest ice compression phase and you want to get blood flow and heat in there, the neoprene supports are very good for that. So that's the review on a knee support. So hopefully that's been useful for you. And like I said, any more information on the EX701, you can look below this video and click on the link. Thanks very much.